This is one of my favourite places to come and sit, on the groins. That's what they're called, the sea defences here. So a little bit about me. My name's Hannah, for those of you that don't know that, and this channel is called The Wild Native. Nobody calls me that for obvious reasons, but I began this channel 2 years ago when I'd finished travelling. When I say finished travelling, obviously I'm never going to really finish travelling, but I decided to settle down a little bit and find somewhere to live. And yeah, so the Wild Native to me means exploring where I'm from, the UK, but all the wild places that I can find that are of interest or that I have never seen or explored before. So that's behind the YouTube channel. What else can I tell you? Someone was asking me about whether I went to university. Yes, I went to uni. I studied in Scotland in a place called Stirling, and I studied human resource management. For those of you who have no idea what that is, it's basically the hiring and firing within a business and all of the nice and juicy things that come in between. At uni, I studied for 4 years, so in Scotland most courses are 4 years long, and I loved the theoretical side of HRM, human resource management, but when it came to deciding what job to have, a lot of the jobs were admin based and meant that I'd probably have to have been an admin assistant for 5 years minimum, and I didn't want to do that because a lot of the jobs required being indoors and I wanted to be outdoors as much as possible. One of my main passions is travelling, and I started travelling for real at university when I went to India to help with the tsunami relief effort. So I worked on the east coast of India in a very, very small village that was affected by the tsunami, pretty much flattened by the tsunami, and I helped to rebuild a house, I helped to teach English. And that trip for me, going to India on my own, meeting other volunteers when I was only about 18 or 19, maybe I was 20, was just an absolute eye-opener. The experience of travelling, the experience of meeting people from a different culture, it has stayed with me forever, that life experience, and has fueled me wanting to travel and explore the world since that very, very trip. So after I finished university, I worked in London for a bit, and then I needed to get out and travel as soon as possible. But this time I decided that it would probably be more worthwhile to have a job working abroad, travelling, which would mean that I'd be able to be abroad for a bit longer. So I became a holiday rep, which was an insight into the Brits abroad and how they travel and how they holiday. Yes, it was eye-opening. I was a holiday rep for one of the big package holiday companies, and I started holiday repping in Corfu, which is a Greek island, and I was a villa rep, which meant that I got a little car and I got to drive around different villas, managing the villas, showing the guests to their villa and making sure they had a good holiday whilst they were there. I actually won an outstanding customer service award for being the very best holiday rep on the island. So I was obviously good at my job, and because I did so well at my job, I was offered another contract with that company, and I worked in the Gambia as a holiday rep, which was completely different. I was working in hotels, there were a lot more complaints, people's expectations were different. It's Africa after all, there's a lot of poverty, and it didn't sit well with me really, working for a tourist company in a country that was very poor. And then I did a bit more travelling. I did a bit of WOOFing, which is Worldwide Organic Association of Farming, organic farming, or something along those lines, where basically you work on farms. You're not necessarily paid. I wasn't paid, but you do work and help keep the farm maintained and managed and run basically. And so what I did was I picked olives on a farm in Spain, in southern Spain, and this was an organic way of picking them was to get a large cane and whack the tree, whack the branch, and all the olives would fall down into a net and collect them up, and then they were sent to another organic oil producing company that would press the olives and make them into olive oil. Hey presto, literally, hey presto. And then I decided that I'd like to go a little bit further afield. So I worked for a company, an overlanding company, and I worked running trips for this overlanding company through India and Africa as well, which is another video. I'm going to go into that in a lot more detail, but it was 24/7 with the passengers. Sometimes the trips were 3 months long, like going around the whole of India, and part of Nepal was a 3-month-long trip. So it was an epic trip, and it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. So that is a little bit about me and my love for travel. I absolutely love travel, and you might know this already, but another one of my passions is walking, and I love walking. I have my own walking group called Kent Outdoor Explorers here in Kent. I started it about 10 months after I moved down to Whitstable, and so it's almost 2 years old, the group, and I run it through a website called Meetup, and online we have 2,100 members, so it's doing really well, it's successful. But I think it just goes to show that people want to get outside, and they maybe need just a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of help. Come and join the group, and then come out on one of the walks and see some very stunning and spectacular countryside, and explore, and have that passion to explore and do it together as a group. So that is another one of my passions, walking, but also doing it as a group and doing it collectively, and meeting new people as you walk. It's a totally different way of meeting people. You know, if you met somebody or a group of people down the pub and you just sit there, you look at each other, you have a drink and you have a laugh, and that's all good fun. But when you're walking and meeting people, the conversations that you have flow in a completely different way, and it's very inspiring being in nature whilst you're having different conversations, getting to know people. It's the best thing ever, and you should come and join the group. I keep saying this, but if you are in near London or in the Kent area, definitely come and join us. We're very friendly, and yeah, it's just something I love doing. I love travel, I love walking, and also I love photography. I'm not that good at it, but I do really enjoy it, and you can check my Instagram out whilst I'm talking about it, so I'm going to put a little link here. So that's a little bit about me. I'll talk a little bit more tomorrow, see if I can figure out anything else to say about myself. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying this video, learning a bit more about me, and a little bit more behind this channel as well. I'm back in my favourite park, Bushy Park, and I've just been watching back yesterday's video of me sat in Whitstable on the seafront there, and I didn't realise how long I was talking for, so I'm going to have to keep this section of the About Me video a little bit shorter. So I thought I'd do some quick fire questions off the top of my head and see how we go. So favourite country would be India. Favourite book would be Shantaram, because of my favourite country. And favourite food would be Thai, I think. Favourite restaurant, I know it's not Thai, but Wagamama's. I really love Wagamama's. Or Wagamama's, can't even say it. Favourite place in the UK, probably Scotland, because I really like the culture and I did go to university there. Favourite place in Kent, or favourite walk in Kent, that's another question that's been asked, would probably be a walk that I do around Walmer, which is very close to Dover, and you hit the White Cliffs and get to walk along the top of the White Cliffs of Dover, which is pretty unique. Let's see, what else can I think of? Favourite sport, I love playing football, so definitely football for me. Favourite flower, I think my favourite flower is a... probably a sunflower, actually. Yeah, probably sunflower. Favourite tree would have to be the standard oak tree. I do love an oak tree. I love an oak tree, I do. But also maybe a willow, because they're always close to water, and I like how they hang down in the water. I think I'm going to end this video here now, because otherwise it will be really long and you probably won't want to watch it. But I've decided that Vlogtober has become a bit of a challenge. As you've probably noticed, I don't post videos every day, and I've decided that I'm only going to post videos on days where I'm actually doing something interesting. So on days when I'm like doing my laundry or there's nothing really to say, I'm not going to post a video, which I know is not like the idea of Vlogtober. Vlogtober is to do a video every single day, but you don't really want to watch that, do you? I mean, let me know in the comments. You don't want to, seriously don't want to watch me do my laundry. Nobody wants to see that. So I'm going to keep the videos specific. I've got walks coming up. I've got lots of interesting events that I'm going to be going to. So just hang in there, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.